Hello, welcome back to Food Entertainment. We're second to last review for my Horrorfest of 2018. Let's say this was a big pleasure to do this entire thing. So I always thought I'd try to get this to 15 minutes. This right here is a film that everybody hates, it seems, but me. I actually thought that this movie was one of the best remakes ever made. We got there with Fright Night, Poltergeist, as well as House of Wax. Many remakes of old horror movies that are actually good. This one being probably way up there with them, and that would be 2010's A Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, why do I like this movie so much, you ask? This movie does what Rob Zombie was trying to do and failed to do with 2007's Halloween and its follow-up, Halloween 2. And what 2009's Friday the 13th failed to do. In 2003's Texas Chainsaw Massacre failed to do. It created something entirely fresh and brand new when it comes to the character portrayed in the film. In this case, Freddy Krueger. Without disrespecting the original source material. Do you think that would be easy to do? Apparently it's not. Apparently it's the hardest thing to do when it comes to a reimagining of an old movie. Because obviously, people behind 2011's Fright Night knew how to do that. People behind this movie may not have known how to do this with Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake as well as Friday the 13th, but they actually did know how to do it when it comes to A Nightmare on Elm Street. I just feel that they actually did it the right way this time. This is an entirely different Freddy, but what makes Freddy Freddy and what makes him scary, what makes him menacing and terrifying to the audience that has been watching these movies forever and ever and ever, is there in its sole essence. And I guess that's why I like the movie so much. And do not understand the hatred that the movie gets. I just don't. It makes no sense to me. Alright, let's go on to the premise of the film. This film does follow the original Nightmare on Elm Street movie quite well, while having its own unique version of it. The characters' names are different in this movie. Instead of it being Tina, it is Chris. The only character's name actually remains the same as Nancy. Rather be Rod Lane, it's Jesse. Better than being Glenn, it's a different name as well. And the name of that character is Quentin. So the names are different. But, and there's a couple other differences, but the plot is pretty much the same as the first movie. So here's the plot. After witnessing the death of her boyfriend, Chris is having nightmares of a burned man with a steel claw. And she discovers that she is linked to all her friends in her deceased boyfriend, and they all went to preschool together. Although she cannot find out how all was covered up or anything. Before she has a chance to do so, she is murdered by Freddy in her sleep, much like Tina in the first movie. Just like Rod Lane in the first movie gets blamed for the murder, gets incarcerated, and dies with incarceration within the jail. Nancy and Quentin are left to discover what's going on, and they discovered that Freddy has claimed the victims of many other people who are all linked for this class that was part of a preschool, in which Freddy was the caretaker. And they uncovered that their parents have been lying to them. And then they believe that their parents unjustifiably killed Freddy. And then try to make amends with it. They discovered that not only did Freddy deserve what was coming to him, but he actually was a child molester. Now, I know I made a lot of shit about that in Freddy vs. Jason, but there's a reason why. Up until this movie, Freddy has never been a child molester. This is the only movie in which he is. This Freddy is different from the original Freddy. The original Freddy was a child murderer. This one's a child molester. He never killed anybody. And that's why it's different. And obviously they battle it out with Freddy, and there's a cliffhanger ending where Freddy pulls Nancy's mom through a mirror. But that's pretty much it. And of course, the other sole difference is that Quentin survives. Freddy doesn't kill Nancy's boyfriend like he did in the first movie. So there's little subtle differences, but it's overall the same story. Audio and video quality. The video of this one, I would say, really feels like a warm and neutral with just the slight amount of cool temperatures added in for contrast. And picture quality. That's a very good, brilliant picture. And it also does a little bit of what we saw in the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies, where they intentionally make things out of focus to add a little character to certain viewpoints of the movie. I found that in a few sequences as well, which I kind of liked. It's a 235 by 1 wide. This is the first official Freddy Krueger movie that is. Because Freddy vs. Jason, let's face it, is not an official Freddy Krueger movie. The audio. It's a good DTS 5.1 HD track. So the DTS HD Master Audio track in this movie is good, but it does have one simple flaw. Most of the neutral effects of the movie and quite a few of the dramatic effects tend to push to one side. Although there are certain points in the movie where it goes very brilliantly off of both sides of the room when it comes to the surround mixes. So I say a little too stereoized to where one kind of feels louder than the other at points in the movie, but there are points in the film in which it has very good directional travel. So I can certainly say that. So it's not that bad of a sound source. It's just not perfect. But it is very dramatic. So nothing bad there. Well, that's my pretty much my views of 2010's A Nightmare on Elm Street movie, which I like this movie. I don't know why I like it and everybody hates it, but I like it. Did you like the movie? Did you like the movie? Did you like this video? Not like this video? As always, subscribe, check back from time to time, whenever you want, and I will see you guys next time for my very special review of 2018's Halloween. Till then.